Hello, my name is Michelle Miller and I'm the Human Services Administrator for Martin County. And we are here today in recognition of Mental Health Awareness Month in the hope to raise awareness about the issues surrounding mental health in Martin County. Today I'm joined by Judge Waters, County Judge for Martin County, and Judge Merman, Chief Circuit Judge for the 19th Judicial Circuit. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining me today. And you both preside over mental health court here in Martin County. And can you talk a little bit about what that is and how you get involved or enrolled in mental health court?
You want to start?
Actually, I preside over St. Lucie County. I used to preside over Martin County, and I handed it off to Judge Waters, who's done a phenomenal job. So because it's focused on Martin County, let me just pass that to Judge Waters.
So individuals can come into mental health court in the criminal justice system if they have a misdemeanor charge. If they have a misdemeanor charge, it is voluntary. They agree to participate in our mental health court program. For felonies, it's a little bit different because there's only certain felonies that qualify for mental health court, and some of those felonies require the agreement or acquiescence of any victim involved in the crime. And there are really three ways if you have a felony that somebody comes into our mental health court program. One is under a diversion program, and it's effectively to divert their charges, and if they successfully complete the program, then their charges get dismissed at the end. So it's a huge benefit for them to succeed through the program. The second way is as a condition of probation. So the felony sentencing judge would make the mental health court, the successful completion of mental health court, a condition of the person's probation. And the third way is if they're considered not guilty by reason of insanity or incompetent to proceed. And again, each one of these three methods to come into mental health court results in something wonderful happening at the end of the case, be it the successful completion of probation, and sometimes they can actually early term their probation, or they can get their charges dismissed. So it's really an excellent program for people, and it's a great way for people to get back on track and to become really functional, excellent members of our society.
Mm. And what are some of the requirements of a participant? So if you're admitted into it, what are some of the things that you would be required to do?
It's actually a really rigorous program. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. They have to have a case manager. They have to be in contact with their case manager constantly, which is really their connection to mental health court. They have to attend and complete evaluations, treatment. They have to go to medication management meetings with doctors. They're monitored to make sure they're taking their medication, and a number of other things. They're drug tested consistently, randomly, if that's an issue, which it normally is. We do that even as a precaution. And then they're in the program for a period of 6 months to a year generally, if not sometimes much longer, with the goal being that we want to get them to the point where we can release them into the community with many more life skills and much more stable than they were before. And I think we would agree we have tremendous success. We've had tremendous success, surprising success with some people that we never thought that would be stabilized. But just getting the support from the team and from the judge, they wind up in a much better place than where they were at the outset.
Yeah, we really use a holistic team treatment approach where we have a public defender involved, and that's Katie Alonso in Martin County. The state attorney has a representative, and that's Vicki Nichols. There's a case manager, Yuri Praga, from Martin County. I'm the presiding judge in Martin County, and then we have a whole litany of treatment providers, both psychiatrists and psychologists and other social workers and other treating individuals who will help these people through the whole process. Certain requirements that we have are that they have stable housing. We can't have people that are homeless in our program, so we work really hard to ensure that there is appropriate housing for everybody. And then anybody who's able and capable of employment, we do our best to create partnerships in the community so that we can have as many of our individuals employed so that when and if they graduate, they have stable employment. I mean, that's really our goal. Like Judge Merman said, our goal is to ultimately, after graduation, have individuals who are excellent, hardworking members of our community.
Mm-hmm. And the one thing that struck me when I went to my first mental health court date was how non-adversarial it was, and how, like you said, it really is a team approach, and how much compassion there is for the people that are in the program, and how much it seems that everybody really does care about their success and is working towards that. So you mentioned that there's a lot of successes in mental health court. Would you say that the recidivism rate is very low for people who enter mental health court?
Yes, I actually think, and I'm not positive of the statistic, but I think we have a very low recidivism rate for people who have successfully completed mental health court. And I want to say it's under 10%, when a normal recidivism rate is beyond 50%. So, I mean, our success rate is wonderful, and we really do utilize. It's not a traditional court setting. Our system is really set up to encourage and create as much positive reinforcement as we possibly can to encourage people to succeed.
Right, and you do that. I've seen you celebrate their successes and really encourage them when they're doing a good job to continue to do so, and the graduations are a celebration of everything that they've accomplished. So it really is something interesting and significant to watch, I think, because most lay people don't see court working that way, but it's unique, and it's also something that we have seen flourishing here in our county. And can you talk a little bit about the census numbers and how many people that we've had come through the program?
So right now in Martin County, we have about 75 individuals involved in our mental health court program. I think St. Lucie has a significantly larger number at this time.
Between 150 and 200. And that number, 75, that's at any given time. So people are graduating, people are coming in. It serves quite a number of people.
But throughout the circuit, since the inception of our mental health court program, we've had thousands go through the program successfully. So it's really, truly a wonderful program for our entire community.
And what do you think would be some of the biggest successes that you've seen over the past few years?
I think we both have experienced a number of cases. As I alluded to before, cases where people come in and they're completely unstable, acting out, and we're not psychiatrists, we're judges, but to any lay person, you would look at them and say there's very low chance of success. And very often we see those individuals succeed and graduate where they have housing, they have a job, they're able to move forward, and you really didn't expect it. Unfortunately, sometimes you get the reverse too. Sometimes you think someone's going to succeed and they don't. But the overwhelming success of the program are those other cases, and if the program didn't exist, those people would just keep cycling through the system. The traditional criminal justice system wasn't meant to address those situations. So it came about originally because people would keep getting arrested, and you wind up having mentally ill people in jail constantly as a holding facility for mentally ill people. And this is a way of, in a very time-intensive way, it is very time-intensive for the judge and for the team to keep tabs on them, to assist them, and in a very hands-on way to get them that help. But we've seen that, I'm sure you've seen that as well. She has one particular tremendous success story in that regard that has happened recently.
I've been really lucky to see people graduate. It's such a happy day during their graduations, and they're so proud of themselves, and their families come in and their families are so proud to see the progress that they've made. I had one dad during graduation tear up and say, "Thank you for giving me my child back." And I mean, talk about something that's meaningful. Hearing that from a parent and knowing that their child has been given both the encouragement and the tools to succeed is really, really a powerful thing. I'm so glad to be a part of it.
And you mentioned time intensive, and it's also time intensive for the participant too. They have to invest a lot in, like you said, going to drug testing and treatment and things like that. Can you focus on, or do you think that there's one particular area that aids to their success the most, or is it just a combination of all of it?
It's a combination of all of it. One thing I would say, I think we probably both see that if they do have family support, positive family support can go a really long way to helping out. We do also have residential facilities that house these individuals that really can help as well. And the quality of those programs can make a big difference. The team itself invests a tremendous amount of time. So our treatment providers, our case managers can be tremendously helpful. The problem that they have is they're stretched. Well, like I said, in St. Lucie County, I think we have 2 or 3 case managers for 150 people. And
Martin, we have one. She works
case
really
manager,
hard.
75 people. So there's a challenge there.
Right.
But, you know, just that to hands-on be able to assist. And as we were talking, one of the things that we see that is dramatic from the judicial perspective is when we see these people come in, and we realize very early on working these programs that just encouragement from the team or from the judges dramatically can affect their success. And part of the reason for that, we realize that a lot of these individuals have had no family support, no support in the community. So just to hear encouragement like you're doing very well, it goes a long way.
We have one gentleman right now who's young, and he wrote a song about his experience in mental health court and how it has helped him. And when we played the song for the entire group of people for that mental health court day, he turned around and he told us about how it's the first time in his life that anyone has ever supported him and encouraged him. And he's really made a remarkable change in his life. And I mean, we're all so proud of him. So it's really truly powerful to see how hard these people work. I mean, they're drug testing generally 3 times a week. They're going to therapy at least once a week, often more than that, because usually they're doing individual and group therapy. They're also seeing a psychiatrist or treating physician on a routine basis. Plus, if they're able to work, we're expecting them to work. I mean, they're really, there's a lot on their plate, and they're succeeding at it, and it's excellent.
So there has to be a good buy-in from them to succeed as well.
Yes.
And do you see anything from the community that we could do to aid, either resources, or what do you see are some needs that maybe we need to be looking into that would continue to help people succeed, not only in mental health court, but people that may be suffering from a mental health issue?
Well, there's a limited amount of housing. I mean, I think that's true across the board, but for our clients, there's really a limited number of available beds for them and appropriate housing for them. So that's really a need that we have in this community. But we encourage all members of the community, come watch mental health court. It's open. Come see a graduation. I usually live stream them on Zoom, and you're welcome to watch. It's really a great opportunity for you to see success stories in our community, and people who hopefully won't be back involved in the criminal justice system.
I think also we see some of the employers we call them the clients in mental health court, are very open-minded and give them a chance, and we see success. So, I think it's worth us acknowledging that and to encourage that even further, because we do have a lot of clients, as Judge Waters mentioned, who are working, and they work out fine, and they really appreciate the opportunity to work. It helps them dramatically to become stable.
Yeah, we've seen some really great partnerships that have evolved just over the past year, and I think that, like you said, that's just a great benefit, that even after they graduate, then they can continue in that workplace and in that stable housing that's been provided for the clients, and that's a great benefit.
Well, and we've developed some really great community partnerships, both with private employers as well as our sheriff's office in Martin County has been just tremendous in terms of assisting us. We have a great relationship with New Horizons and Coral Shores, and we're working together really as a team to try and get whatever assistance we can for our clients.
Yes, it is a community effort, and I do think that we have really worked hard towards making as many opportunities available as we can. So if someone's watching today and they want information about how they can either get enrolled in mental health court, or if they have a loved one that they would like to see enrolled, where would you suggest they contact?
I would suggest they contact the Public Defender's Office, and they can get questions answered that they have about mental health court and whether they would qualify to become a part of the mental health court program.
All right. Well, thank you both for joining me, and thank you for everything you do with mental health court here in Martin County.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. You're welcome.